Cappeletti in brodo, which is usually a holiday first course that you would have at Christmas time, or you might have it at New Year's. And I'm not going to lie to you, this is a little complicated to make, but once you get the hang of it, it's very, very easy. So here is a dough that I have made before you arrived. So now this dough has rested for a while. It's ready to go. So let's do, I usually do 4 pieces to make it easy. Keep the other pieces covered. So we'll put these over here to the side and work with this one piece. So always keep it covered, because you don't, that's going to get kind of a brown cast on it. You don't want that. Make sure that you are not rolling this out wider than this, okay? Otherwise you have a problem. So now we have this very stretchy dough, very stretchy. So we want to put it in here. Yeah. Okay, it's still too thick, so now you got to move that number again. So move that notch down, and each time you do, you want to give this a little bit of flour. You notice I hardly have any flour on this board. I don't want to make this too dry. So now we are where we want to be. Nice and thin. I can see my hand through it, but it's not super, super thin. Okay, now at this point, if you hold that side for me, I'm just going to cut this in half. Cut that in half, and let's put this down on a towel. Let's put this half right here. Put this right here. Okay, now we can work with this half. So what we want to do is we want to put a filling on this. And there's several ways to do it. First of all, you need to have some forms. And here is a few that you can play with. There is always a glass, and this is what my grandmother used to do. And you can just cut out a circle with a glass. That's one way to do it. You can make big round ones. Okay, there's several ways to do it. Or you could use a cookie cutter. Everybody has this at home, right? Okay, so you do a whole bunch of these. And then once you have them, you can work with your filling. Now what this is, and you can get this recipe online, you have it in your packets. We have chicken, veal, and pork. You take just a smidge of that. Now what I would do is I cut out all the circles first. It's easier. And then put your little drop of meat on your capelletto dough. And just to make sure that you haven't made a really dry dough, you want to go around the edge just a little bit with water to help you keep that sealed. And then you take this and you fold it over and you pinch it closed, see, like so. And then you bring those 2 pieces together and you have formed the little hat, just on those little angles. And you take one end and you bring it over, pinch it closed, form that little triangle, and then make that hat shape so it has a little point. And people say that that is to resemble the type of hat, the pointed hat, that Spanish soldiers used to wear. So everything has a story connected with it. If you want to make huge cappelletti, well then you make your little balls just a little larger, put them in the center. Now traditionally, this is a pasta that is served in broth, usually capon broth. However, times are changing, even in Italy, and I have seen these now served just with a simple sauce. So again, close those edges. Bring the 2 ends together, and you have made a big cappelletti. For a first course, you want to serve about 6 to 8 of these in that rich capon broth, usually with a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano and a thin slice of lemon. You'd be surprised what that does.